Welcome to Deeply Disturbing Things.
The podcast.
I'm Macy.
And I'm Naomi.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are three anxious counselors who like to talk about deeply disturbing things. Thank you for catching on to that little subtle
Let's dive in. That's great.
We've got chocolate, matcha tea, some sparkly, bubbly wine, and some good vibes. I'm here for it.
I'm doing a two-parter. So part one this time and part one next time I go.
Wait, part one this time, part two next time?
You should probably do
Next time.
part one and part two in a row, and then we'll go. Just for continuity of care.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the running of the bulls.
Or
That's fun.
I was in Spain.
Seattle.
Mhm.
I know, I remember.
I would picture me running from a metal bull. That's my only reference.
I'm going to talk about Pamplona's running of the bulls because it's the most famous one. They do have running of the bulls other places, but Pamplona's is like the Super Bowl of running of the bulls.
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Oh,
Ah.
I see what you did there.
So this has gone on for lots of time. The only time they took a break was a couple years off during COVID, the vid. But typically it happens every year in the summer, July 6 to 14 in northern Spain, where runners run with massive bulls through narrow cobblestone streets
As they do.
and risk being trampled or gored.
I'm excited to learn more about this.
There are also concerns from animal rights activists.
Sure.
But so I want to know if this will merge at all with your previous topic about runners who continue to run and
They're talking about
defecate
the
or
gingerbread
pee.
man.
The marathon runner?
Yeah.
Gingerbread man.
Was that
Oh.
awesome?
That's what they call it.
Because they just
When you poop yourself while you're running.
yeah.
You don't
I
have
feel like
time.
these would
Run,
go
run,
together.
run as fast as you can.
Can't
Can't catch me.
because I'm gonna poop myself. And you don't want to run in that. Probably relatable though. I mean, honestly, I'd poop myself if I was being chased by
There's a
someone.
lot of people pooping.
And it's like
How was the tongue twister?
no, did I do okay? There, how will they know what's bull poop? What's a bunch of bullshit? And
Bullshit.
what's your poop?
Yeah,
They
they're just
don't.
running through bullshit.
Right, it's like a kid's pool.
Ew. I don't like swimming in chlorine pools.
No.
It grosses me out.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
And I definitely don't go like my head under the
I
water.
just learned
You don't wanna put your
high
face in that?
percentage of urine. Well, not high percentage, but higher than you would think.
Urine, feces,
Yeah.
menstrual material, snot,
All kinds of like
everything.
infectious.
That's why
thing.
I just and the chlorine, yeah, it sanitizes it. I still don't want clean snot from another human going on my
I
body.
agree. I
It's so
agree.
nasty.
And you see like a Band-Aid floating by.
Macy, stop being on your
I
phone.
didn't.
You did.
I'm gonna throw it across the room.
Please don't. I already did that like 3 times this week. I think I broke it.
So let's do a little history. Gotta have the background. Spanish tradition holds that bull running began in northeastern Spain in the early 14th century. So it's been going on a long time. And it started off like as a practical thing. The cattle herders wanted to transport their animals from barges or from the countryside into the city center so they could sell them or bring them for bullfights. And they needed an easy way to move their animals. And so while they were transporting the cattle, the men would try to speed the process by hurrying their cattle using tactics of like fear and excitement to get them going.
Yeah.
Exactly. And after years of
That was a
this,
good demonstration.
the hurrying began to turn into a competition, and young adults would like jump in and attempt to race in front of the bulls and make it safely to their
Okay.
pens without being overtaken.
This feels like my mom like having me test the electric. It's off. I swear the electric fence is off. And, okay, mom. And then I get shocked. Like having the children. It's fun. Race. Make the loud noises. Put the children at risk.
No, these were adults.
You said youth.
It's a
Youth
young
would go
adults.
out. Young adults. They're
Young
the dumb
adults.
ones. They'll do it.
Oh, they have energy.
And they have to impress the others.
Well, and it's fun. You see the bulls running by. I mean, I can totally see this. The bulls are running through your town,
You're
you're
not a
like
country person. How do you
jumping.
see this?
No, I see it in my mind.
Oh, okay.
Because I have an
Yeah, I
imagination.
think like testosterone filled like young
Yeah.
friends that are like, yeah, trying to compete, like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have been all about it.
I would have been that into it.
I would have. I prided myself in being the second fastest runner in my elementary school.
I could sprint short distances, winded.
And I was always one of the last standing in dodgeball. And this was late 70s, early 80s dodgeball when it was really, really tough.
So you have good reflexes.
Yeah.
You
And I used to be really good at
Agile.
Gaga, which is the Jewish version of dodgeball, which is played in a subterranean octagonal pit.
It's like, what's that called?
It's the best.
Squid Games.
No, I was thinking of the big fight cage thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know what you
yeah.
mean. But imagine one in the ground.
Oh, it's just like when I got stuck in the skate pit.
Sort of, except it's octagonal. So it has flat sides, which adds to the ricochet action. So you have to watch not only from
gosh.
balls coming at you from the front, but if there's a ricochet,
You
it can
hit you.
come behind you. So you got to be able to jump and dodge and parry and
Is it
spin.
like wall ball?
It's way more intense than wall ball.
How'd that lesson go, Side?
Oh, this morning was supposed to be my pickleball lesson. Paul and I are taking pickleball lessons, and the teacher rescheduled on us. I was so disappointed.
Lame.
I already had my outfit planned and everything.
There was another check-in, which you guys probably did last time about you went to a wake, and did you give an update on that?
Oh, yeah.
Cause you were gonna tell us about that, like if it was like a party or
It-
no, you were gonna tell us if they had an open casket.
There was no body.
Okay.
Was there an open casket?
There was no
There's
body.
no body to
Yeah.
be found.
Not
No casket.
in the place.
or not?
No casket.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I was like,
thinking
where did it go?
casket, but no body.
There's movies about this.
Okay.
Body
There was
count.
no body.
Okay. Helpful.
So this became more and more popular and started like word started getting out, and so the tradition was created, where people would run with the bulls, and it was competitive and it was adrenaline filled
Yeah.
and risk taking and fun. So in
It's like cow tipping. It's Americans are
except
so
it's real.
lame version.
So in Pamplona, which is the big Super Bowl, it's called the San Fermin Festival, and it's named after the patron saint of the town, Saint Fermin. And so every morning during that festival period, there is a running of the bulls at 8 a.m. sharp. And so it starts with the runners singing a benediction. So they're basically, praising the saint. We ask Saint Fermin as our patron to guide us through the encierro and give us his blessing, followed by Long Live Saint Fermin. I mean, of course, not in English. That happens in Spanish and Basque language. So that happens. I sing that 3 times. And the runners are all dressed in the traditional clothing. So you need to wear a white shirt and white pants. There's like a red sash around the waist, and then a red like kerchief, like
Mhm.
triangle shaped kerchief. And the red kerchief is to symbolize the blood from the decapitation of Saint Fermin. So Saint Fermin had a tragic end, or was
Sounds like,
decapitated.
Yeah.
So the tattoo that I have on my leg with, but there's a girl sitting in cherry blossom tree, but it came from a kid's scary story, but she has a red ribbon around her neck.
Mhm.
And the whole thing is like her husband never asked, she didn't press it, nobody, and then till her deathbed, she's laying there and she's like, you can finally pull the ribbon, and he pulls the ribbon, her head falls off. And he
See,
decapitates.
Whoa.
it's probably like washing
And then
tape.
it's
Pull
yeah,
the
no,
story.
it's kids.
Like a grim.
Yeah, it's like a series of short stories, but that's interesting though, because that's the first time I've heard about the red ribbon around the neck symbolizing something. But
Interesting. Maybe it's an archetype.
Ooh, nerds.
The neckerchief is called a panuelo. So they wear that traditional clothing, and pretty much everybody that goes to the festival wears that same outfit, which is kind of cool to see like the massive crowds all wearing the
And
same
no
thing.
bulls go for the red, so the like
Or is it a
aim
myth?
for your neck or your.
Or is
Yeah.
it an angry color? Is it like
You'll
psychology?
find out at my part 2, won't you?
I guess so. I will.
So also some of the runners hold the day's newspaper rolled, so if they need to like get the bull's attention.
Mhm.
So the whole event is set off at 8 a.m. with a rocket being sent, and it's actually like a real like
Rocket.
big bottle rocket kind of thing where like you like light it like 4th of July kind of dealio.
It'll spook the bulls and make them go even more.
Well, the
berserk.
first one is just to alert the runners that the gate is open, so they get ready.
Scary.
And then a second rocket signals that all 6 bulls have been released.
Oh.
And then later, a third and fourth rocket goes to signal that all of the herd has entered the bull ring at the end, and so it marks the end of the event. So how long do you think the whole running of the bulls is?
Oh. 20 minutes. 20.
What's your guess?
Or 7
7
minutes and 7 minutes. I'll just say 7.
7. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea like the length of their, how many
I was thinking of this
feet, miles, whatever.
suicide stampede thing where they have the horses that go down that big stiff.
Oh, like an
steep
OMAC?
thing. Yeah, an OMAC. And that's, it's like a matter, it's so fast. But it's like
Wow.
this huge buildup for this quick thing.
Oh yeah, I was thinking way longer.
Yeah. So it's pretty fast. The Encierro is usually composed of 6 bulls, so the main 6 bulls, and these are like prize bulls.
Oh my goodness.
These are selected with a lot of
Maybe
criteria.
shot.
They are like muscly, badass freaking bulls, and we're Tauruses. So I feel like we can like relate to that bull energy. Yeah.
I'm a little cancer crab. I'll like pinch you and then go.
There's also 6 steers that run in the herd with the bulls, and 3 more steers that go behind. So
Kind
that
of for substance or
Yeah, I'm like. what's the
well,
point
it
of this?
encourages any reluctant bulls to continue along the route.
they're
They guide
show
the
competition.
Well, because steers, they're more they follow directions more because they've been
Speed
castrated.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that differentiation, by the way. I was gonna say, do I ask what a steer is? Is that a stupid question?
No,
And then you
they're
said
not
that-
stupid questions, Macy.
I mean, because I didn't a bull and a steer. I mean, because with a horse, it'd be like a stud, right?
So it'd be like a bull.
A colt would be a
baby?
a neutered male
Oh.
baby, and a filly
Neutered?
would be a female. A
Yeah.
colt is unneutered.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
What's a horse that had an adult one that has been castrated?
He would be a what's it called, a G, starts with the G, it's been a while, I've been
A
out of the
gentle
word.
horse?
No, close.
Gentlemen.
A gelding, a gelding.
A gelding.
I didn't
Oh,
know that.
interesting.
Not, why am I
What's a
doubting that?
stallion
though?
then?
A stallion would be a stud, yeah.
Like one that's like.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm looking at it.
Stallions. That brought up so many emotions for me.
Oh.
A castrated animal is a gelding, usually a male horse. All right.
If we have time at the end for
Give
a big tangent, we'll
Okay.
come back to that.
Wait, so to clarify, a steer is a male.
Castrated, yeah. Yes.
They are more mild mannered in nature.
They're like
the
for
horse.
eating.
I mean, you don't eat the horses, typically, depending on culture.
Oh, no, and the steers are for eating.
Right, right.
And then the female is just the cow. No, I don't
Of a
know.
bull, I don't know. Macy, look at
Because steers and
it.
aren't they in the cow? or cow
A
cow?
female dog's a bitch, so.
We know that.
Right.
Female horse, again, young would be filly. Okay, female cow is. I don't know this off. Oh, yeah, I guess a heifer, duh.
Oh, heifer, yeah.
Heifer, oh.
Okay, that has not
Could
had
be
a
like a
calf, so
derogatory
she
term
can't
for
have a
humans.
calf. A cow is a female that has had at least one calf. Oh my gosh. Context for
So
your
many
info.
nuances.
The cow, you've had a baby.
Okay.
A heifer, you've
Not.
no babies.
Is a group of
Wow.
more than one
It's a herd.
mongoose.
More than one goose is.
Mongoose. Is it mongoose?
The mom.
Never mind.
I'm all.
I would think so.
Okay, so they have fences along the route to direct the bulls.
Mongooses or mongoose.
Oh my God, it's true.
Mhm.
I thought it was being funny.
It says mongoose is not a common plural, but is cited in some alternative plural dictionary.
Well, I am alternative, so there you go. So they use a double wooden fence in Pamplona. So like behind the fence is like medical personnel, and then beyond that is like spectators. So it directs everything
It's like Derby.
down the correct path.
2 minute bouts.
How long is the stretch of running
The
turf?
distance, it's like
Distance,
4
thank you.
streets. I mean, it's not much because it's over in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are some gaps in the barricades that allow a human to slip through if they need to escape, but it would block the bull. So I watched a video of several of these. Like I got into it.
I've seen them.
It's
before.
actually really enthralling. Like I was like, my heart was going.
I was gonna say, I think it would be close to like traumatizing watching those. So like because if you don't know if someone can get like pinned and hurt or squished.
Well, that's why we're
Right.
talking about it on the Deeply Disturbing Things podcast, not the gentle,
We've
safe
done a lot
podcast.
of animal husbandry so far, so.
I just had a lot of images. So I will show you too the video from just this year's Running of the Bulls at the end. But like the bulls are just running, like they're really running, and the people are running, and really just trying to keep up. Like that's kind of the thing. Like it's cool if you can make it to the end.
Mhm.
Like
Achievement.
to like
Before
the
a
arena
bull.
at the
You're
end.
trying to get there before the bulls, not just.
Yeah.
Not just
You're supposed to run
survive.
with the bulls. Yeah.
So it's like swimming with the dolphins, even though the dolphins are way freaking faster than you and you can't keep up.
It's cool. And they go like 15 miles an hour. It's fast.
Question.
Like imagine running 15 miles an hour.
I don't even.
Oh, 15 miles an hour, yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most people can do it for like a short stretch.
Unless they didn't seem.
And
like
then
that
the
fast,
bulls
but
pass
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
So like and just it seemed thrilling, honestly. It seemed thrilling. And I love animals, so I understand that there's an animal cruelty
So you're
aspect to
running with the
this.
cats?
I don't know what's a cat top speed? I mean, is there a challenge?
It'd be more about like probably like quick diversion, like halfway up the wall, then down again.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
like cat core, like
there's a phrase herding cats for a reason. I don't think it's very
So they were
easy.
just
herding
kinda like-
kittens, isn't it? Herding kittens.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Okay.
there's puppies in my life again. I might have puppies soon.
Ooh,
Sorry, random side note. Go ahead.
So the action is going down these narrow, like these are cobblestone ancient streets here. And then there's balconies
You can
along
just
the
hear
route.
the hooves and then, yeah.
It's so cool. So people are walking on the balcony, watching on the balconies, and
Especially walking on the balcony.
they're like watching and they're like playing like cowbells to get the bulls
Gotta have
going,
more.
and people are running, and I mean they just look like it looks so like you're in the flow state. Like you have to be so completely in that moment and present. And I don't know, it honestly
Well,
looks
it's very
kind of cool.
fight or flight. Like, I mean, you're so
Yeah.
just
running.
have to.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so how many people are allowed to enter? Is there like a limit of?
I looked that up. I couldn't find a
No,
cap.
like
And
they
it's
said-
actually free.
Oh, okay.
Really?
It's free to watch and free
Is this what
to
we're gonna
run.
do next year?
And
No, I'm
so-
all in, honestly.
Because I'm wondering like how many people before it's like you're filling the whole running length if there's just so many people.
I think it's so dangerous that
just-
not a lot
not
of
a lot
people
of
do it.
I'm just
Yeah.
looking up the entrance application, see if that gives us anything.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, here we go.
And
Pamplona Bull Run 2024. Here we go.
So what I was impressed with is it actually, even though you might think it's super chaotic, it was quite orderly. Like you could see that this is a time-honored, revered tradition, and people are respecting the rules. Like there's rules. and respecting the whole tradition. Like it wasn't chaos. I'll
Mhm.
tell you the rules there in a minute.
Okay.
Like it,
It costs like over $3,000 to get
It's
just
not
a
free.
hotel. No, just a
Oh.
hotel. room
Oh, I'm gonna-
nearby.
Oh, so
yeah,
the
tell you that.
entering is
Entering is free, yeah.
But you need to pay for.
So the length of the run, here you go, 957 yards. So that's what, like 9.5 football fields. That's a lot to
Okay.
run.
Yeah,
You'd want to get your cardio going, I think.
Right. Yeah.
only 2
I feel
minutes
like
still,
2.5.
because that's how long it takes the bulls to get.
That's typically from the first rocket till the end rocket.
Because that's when
when
the
it's done.
bulls make it.
Yeah, to the arena. Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
And it's
there's,
4
like,
streets.
I wanna know who gets to be in the front of the pack and who's like right back against the bulls, like, do you have?
From my research, you can choose your setup point.
Okay.
And
That's a
I'll
big
tell you
difference.
a little bit about that, yeah. So it goes through 4 streets and there are differing levels of difficulty in those streets. Like some are easier and some are more challenging.
Snowboarding of the diamonds or the blues.
Yes. So they do often slow down at some point, and then
Like maybe if there's like a corner coming, like things that might
It's like a
naturally
beginner.
snare
This is
them.
my first running with the bulls, so I'm gonna take the.
But probably
Yeah.
initially when they come out, they're all super charged up, right?
well, they try to keep them charged up the whole time. That's
Okay.
kind of like the cowbells going on the
So
balconies.
in theory, then do they stay pretty consistently energized through the whole thing?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I've actually never
I think
watched them.
straight out the gate is when they're gonna start like popping people.
Or they're a little
And the
confused
steers are
and-
keeping them going. Like that's the steers' purpose to like, let's go. And I did notice that there are some, I think that they're like official people running too that have these like stick things, and I think it's to like if they need to like get them going or there needs to be like maybe they accidentally break through a barrier or something. So there were like some people running that are like experts or part of the program.
Big
They have like shirts.
Dark
They have a
thought.
shirt.
They have like turquoise shirts.
I have a dark disturbing thought.
Uh-huh.
What is
So,
it?
because I would like to know people's motives of why they would want to enter this race, like how you're saying, like, it just seems like fun and like a challenge, but then what about the people who are like, I'm just like giving up on life, and so I'm just gonna go in here.
There's
and
the
I don't
course,
care if I
Are you
get
right?
talking
hurt
about
or-"
suicide
That's
by
the
bull?
course, right?
Like, I don't know,
Yeah, there you
So
go.
that's the
I
course.
feel like people might do that.
So look at the 90-degree curve turn. That's
Yeah,
called,
I just saw that.
that's right at
Ooh.
Estafa Street, and that's known as La Curva, or in English they call it Dead Man's Curve.
Oh.
So you can start in one of these 3 point or 4
Yeah.
points?
Well, there's 4 streets, right?
So every year between 50 and 100 people are injured, but not all the injuries require going to the hospital. And they do, like I mentioned, have medical professionals all along the route.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole goal is that if somebody gets gored,
A dead man's curve.
yeah, at Dead Man's Curve, that they will be able to jump in and be able to get someone to the hospital like within 10 minutes. Like that's kind of the goal.
That's too long. That is too long. You just throw out the number 10 minutes I just saw this picture
It's
where
an
I could be
ancient
squished
city in
against-
northern Spain.
Okay, so 20 minutes is what you're telling me? How long before I get checked
I mean,
out?
with the
How-
crowds, I mean, okay.
I kind of want to put this on my bucket list now
The whole thing is,
to go
Hmm.
watch. not
you know,
necessarily-
there's a risk, like it's inherent. So, goring is not very common actually, but it could be potentially life-threatening. And in 2022, 4 people were gored.
Oh,
So there's another area for risk. So right before you go out into the arena, the plaza at the end, you go through a tunnel and it actually narrows, so it creates a bottleneck situation. So if people fall, you can get trampled by other runners or bulls. That piling up is called a monton at the entrance because it's like
Pile
a
up.
funnel.
Those
So you
also
could
happen in
get
Derby.
crushed, bulls can crush you, could get gored in that. So this
Or you can
blocking,
they're just like start.
the horns go through your body. Oh, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
It's a very specific type.
Goring is, yeah, the horns are like in your body.
Like when you
Ring you.
trip while skating on nothing and land on your own skate in the wrong way.
Well, I don't know if that's
Called
a
goring.
goring.
Is that
I mean,
actually
it
called
is
goring?
if it goes
Sounds like it would be a horror
goring.
situation.
I mean, I've said I'm pregnant with a skate baby. I've said that before.
Yep. I've been pregnant with someone else's skate baby before.
Really?
Yeah.
By choice or
More
by
than one
accident?
occasion and maybe twice at once.
Oh.
My Valdez, I don't remember.
So this blocking of the entrance has only happened 10 times.
Ever.
Yeah, since the
Okay.
history of the run. The last was in
Okay.
2013,
I'll take those odds.
and the first was in
Do
1878.
you actually do this?
Why not?
A runner died of suffocation in one such pileup in 1977. So you might be wondering, okay, this seems super dangerous. And it can be, but not really that much compared to other things. Only 15 people have been killed in the Pamplona running of the bulls since 1910, since they started keeping track of these kind of things.
Especially with enough like peer pressure and alcohol, I could be probably convinced to do much things like this.
Me too.
And most of the injuries were due to being gored, and the last fatality in Pamplona was way back in 2009. In 2021, in a different running festival, a man bled to death after he was repeatedly gored. So it is dangerous, but that's the thrill of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've had topics too about people like jumping out of planes. I mean, like people
base
do
jumping.
risky
Yeah,
stuff
roller
all the
coaster.
Yeah.
time. So there's definitely risk involved no matter what. If you do
There's risk
something
involved in just living.
life
Yeah.
is
I mean, even
dangerous.
if you stay home, your water heater can explode.
Really?
One
Is
of
that
my
what you're gonna
current
say right now?
fears.
Great.
One of my current fears right now.
I'm sorry.
Do you know how old my water heater is?
Probably.
How old?
I don't even know because it came with the house,
Came with
which I
mine.
bought in 1996. So there you go.
I heard that they can last about 20 to 30 years.
Well,
before
I'm over
blowing
that.
up.
Do they
I'm over that.
explode at the end? Is it like
They
the
do.
sun?
It's like a
the
supernova.
sun?
Your hot water heater goes fucking supernova.
Is there no other
The
option?
only
That's
ending.
it. And it
Why
lifts
don't
your
you
house
call
off the
someone?
ground.
You've not called someone. You are the problem.
No,
You're gonna
I just-
explode the world. You.
Okay, this
You
is
can
another
do, like, a
tangent.
Checkup. Like you can have someone go and check.
No,
up
here's
and
another
make sure.
tangent, a brief. Last Monday,
Any more
my
chocolates?
fucking main sewer line backed up and I had to have the router person out. And I decided, like, during this shitty situation, let me take advantage and ask the guy about the water heater situation. He goes, "Is it working?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I wouldn't worry about it." I'm like,
Not a problem till it's a problem.
Okay.
I think I learned that from you.
all right.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
So yeah.
Okay, but is the end scenario always that it will explode? Yeah, it's not even his field of. He's like, why are you asking?
I'm like, he's just making stuff up.
I feel like it was a professional in my basement and I took
No,
advantage.
A professional what?
He was a
Sewer
guy.
rooter.
Okay.
He's not a heater.
What does he know about the Life Star?
I just felt like I wanted an outside
You're
opinion.
stressing me out. I'm having more trouble. Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna look up about water heater, because my water heater, I think it only heats for like 10 minutes in my shower now.
We just had to replace ours.
Oh, mine goes great. Mine's great. It's probably completely filled with sediment, but
I'm
it
literally
works.
looking up water heater Death Star.
Oh wait, it's a furnace that lasts 20 to 30 years. Heaters, my water heaters.
My furnace is way older than that. I think mine's from World War II.
Apparently that got me
definitely blow up soon.
how to make a Death Star mailbox.
I think water heaters are like 10 years life.
That's what I heard, 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, so you're way overdue.
That's why I asked the
Can they just
the
make
router
it
guy
better?
about it.
Can they just make it better? They just make parts that are replaceable that only cost $10.
Well, they don't make them like they used to.
If
Lacey.
you've had it more than 10 years, it's time to consider replacing.
Well, I did consider it.
Before you're left with an emergency.
You decided not to.
It says consider. I did consider
You
it.
can look up the brand name and serial number of your unit to identify how long old it is.
I know how old it is.
You know,
Old.
So what
It
if
was
it's
like
more,
$600.
is it more than 20 years? Is that what you're saying?
I bought my house in 1996.
I know,
It came
yeah.
with the house.
Okay, so you need a replacement.
Mhm.
Your heater is,
But
Done.
also there's planned obsolescence,
what does that mean?
that's where companies make things to break, so you have to buy more things.
Okay, it's not leaking.
No,
There's no visible damage.
no,
Okay, so you'll have time for research then.
I have time, apparently.
Uh,
I do worry that my son sleeps like 4 feet from it.
You're gonna have to replace it soon, so you're gonna either wait till it like goes out and then your guys are gonna have like cold water and then you're gonna have to wait for a person to come, or you can just be proactive and like
that
do
sounds
it
like,
now.
I know, but that sounds like mine right now. It's like, I'm like, dang it, I spent too long before I got in the shower. Now I have to like wash out my conditioner with cold water. I'm not, I don't think anything
doesn't-
about them exploding.
Conditioner
so-
doesn't
good.
rinse out with cold water, just so you know, it just congeals it.
What?
It's true.
Cold water's better for your hair.
I know, but it doesn't rinse your conditioner out.
What the? I'm sure.
It's like, that's why my people never drink cold liquids
Remember
while you
when we
eat.
did that in Derby, yeah,
Yeah,
because you have to.
you need
like,
the
your body needs
warm to wash
temperature up.
wash it through. It's like putting Drano in the pipes washes it through.
I'm upset by that information you just told me. Okay, cold.
I just got in trouble for using too much Drano at my house. My ex-husband put me on a Drano timeout.
Why?
I'm sad about it.
You're just dumping it down.
I love Drano.
I know, but it ate
The fix all.
it ate.
Wrong.
This was the part of my sewer problems on Monday.
Ah.
Because we had a backup, and I'm like, Drano.
That was the problem.
The Drano, but that wasn't the issue. The sewer line actually had roots in it, but I decided to dump a giant thing of Drano to fix it, and then it actually ate away the pipe under the bathtub.
Oh my
So we
God.
had dual situations going on at once. So we had the sewer line backup, and then also we couldn't use the shower because the water would just pour
Wait,
out.
since there was roots going through, were you like leaking? Was it like leaking out under your house because there was like?
No, I share a sewer line with my two neighbors, which sucks. And so it's like over 100 feet to go to the city line. So you're responsible for anything that's on private property until it gets to the city
Yeah,
line.
that's true too for like clearing like the walkways too, right? Like you could get sued if someone trips on your part of the walkway.
Yeah. So I paid a lot of money to clear the line for my neighbors. You're welcome, neighbors.
They don't know that.
No, I don't even know who those homeowners
80,
are.
20
They live in like
rules.
Florida.
20% of your work is
They're
recognized.
rentals. So I don't even know who the homeowners are. I'm gonna have to do some
Oh,
research.
you should probably send out some more little champagne bottles.
I will. Like, call me if
Call
you
me.
need a cup
You
of
need a cup of
sugar.
sugar.
Was that the
That was a
tomfoolery
very
guy?
bad decision.
Was
It
that the
was-
tomfoolery
She
guy?
made that choice before talking to
It
me.
was a very bad decision.
She's like, look what I did. And I was like,
I feel
Okay.
that was a nice. Yeah, I feel like it was a nice gesture, but
We
people
were
could
on a
take
kick.
it.
We were on a-
They
context.
took it as a euphemism when I was trying to be old fashioned and
right.
everything.
We were on a podcast kick about like connecting with community and then
Building
we got kicked in
bridges.
the face by
Yeah.
creepy
And now I've
people.
never talked to anyone or left my house since. So there you go.
Me neither.
Migrant work.
Boomerang. Okay, back to the topic.
Neighbors, who needs them?
So I looked up a couple of travel companies that specialize in, like, they give you a package, so they set you up with your hotel and your food and like if you want a balcony to watch and everything. And then they also can give you training to run with the bulls. They can give you common mistakes to avoid, blah, blah, blah. So if you are going to watch, if you're not on a balcony, you're not going to see anything.
Mhm.
Because ground level,
Good to
being
know.
behind millions of
Yeah.
people, you're not going to see anything.
Good to know.
So I was like, okay, let's just say for shits and giggles, I was going to book something for 2024. Well, it's all sold out, so forget it.
Wow, so you have to book way in advance.
You have to book way in advance.
This is a bucket list type of a
Yes.
adventure.
So for 2024, it's sold out, but through this one company, if you were gonna get a balcony, it's $900 and it's for an hour and 15 minutes to stand on a shared balcony with other people. A premier package, so that's like 3 days, all inclusive hotel, food, a balcony, everything. Guess how much?
3,000.
This is not travel. This is just there.
Oh, 3,000, 5,000.
What's your guess, Mason?
I don't know much about this city. My sister is stationed in Spain and her biases are running through my brain right now.
10,000.
Is this a big city or a smaller?
It's a small city, but this
Okay,
is the
so I'm actually gonna
freaking
expect
Super
higher.
Bowl.
As I was saying, gonna expect higher than because they're gonna rely on that tourism during these points. So I'm gonna say around 5 to 7.
13,000.
Jeez, yeah.
A little more. This is the
So
premier
good.
package. This is a balcony at Dead Man's Curve.
Um,
So you're up there,
And 3 nights hotel?
3 nights hotel,
for a 2-minute moment.
and they escort you to the thing because the crowds are insane.
Mhm.
Like I was getting claustrophobic just watching the crowds.
Yeah, I can do
It
that.
was like you could
Probably trampled.
you could
easier
see the
than-
waves in the crowd like
As
this.
they're
I'm
being
like, no,
impacted.
thank you, no, thank you. This isn't the running. The running is actually there's not that many
I wonder
people.
how many injuries happen just by a crowd.
Yeah, this is just people there for the celebration.
Well,
Was
it's, yeah, 'cause then you
crazy.
get to be part of it without risking your life, I guess.
Yeah. So this Dead Man's Curve, or La Curva, it's a 9-degree turn, and it's really where like all the famous photos are taken that you're gonna see because there's like a lot of action.
Mhm.
It's kind of like in roller derby, the track is set up
yeah.
that it widens on.
The spot where we have the space where you can see
Yeah,
things
it
farther.
widens coming out of the curves and narrows going in to create more action. Like it's intentional.
Mhm.
Like the whole thing, like you might think lay people
I'm a lay people.
might think that it's an oval, but it's not. It's actually offset by 1 foot so that it funnels you and narrows you going into a
So
curve.
when I get hit into that curve, I launch out underneath the announcer's table. So I'm like this under the announcer's
Yes.
table. I have to crawl my way out off of people's laps and children.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So here's the rules. And this is just a partial list of what is forbidden. You have to be over 18.
I love forbidden things. I just need to know them.
You have to be over 18.
Okay, done.
Yeah, let's see if we meet criteria.
You're not allowed to like hide and wait in like corners or doorways or blind spots.
This is like playing Call of Duty, no camping.
No camping.
I camp all the time,
I
but
camp
that's
if
fine.
I
I
pay
get
for
it.
it.
I get the, I understand it.
Yeah, it's like you got to be out there.
Right.
And like
I mean,
these,
if you
this
want to
happens
cross, right?
during
Why would you be like scared if you're gonna join something?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, you
Go
gotta
big or go home.
fuck yeah.
I mean, but if the person's saying is like, I'm gonna get to the end no matter what, then they could be trying to be strategic versus.
But it ruins the whole spirit of it.
Correct, that's why rules exist. And this is why the rules exist because people break the rules.
And this is what I was most impressed by watching the video. It's like it's actually quite orderly. Like you can see people respect the tradition, they're taking it seriously. Nobody was doing anything where you're like, what's that guy doing? You know, everybody was like doing the thing. So I was very impressed
Well,
by
yeah,
that.
it's so rooted in culture
And
too.
it would
Yeah.
feel like there's police set up or security that like will rip people out if you're.
They ain't jumping in there.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You just let them get hit by a bull.
So this is like a regular street,
Natural consequence.
right? Where there's like houses and shops during regular times. So the owners of those premises are required to have everything shut. Like you can't have your door open of your house.
Mhm.
You know, everything has to be shut. You cannot be on the route in a state of drunkenness
At 8
or
a.m.
That goes me, bye.
or
Yeah,
under the effects of drugs or any other improper behavior. You
That's, like,
can't.
on your honor though, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you were like stumbly wumbly, I'm sure you'd be
Yeah,
holding.
it's probably like, do they serve you more alcohol or not? They put the money by you doing it, so.
That property value on that street.
Oh my God, it's like
Good.
the blue
Hi.
zone on Monopoly.
Yeah.
Are there
Park
houses
Place
there
all the way.
or like business?
It's
just
both.
like-
It's like
okay.
mixed use.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't carry anything with you that's like not your rolled up newspaper or whatever. And that
That's such
includes
a-
you can't wear a fucking GoPro, which I love that. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that.
like it just keeps it more purist,
Yeah, yeah,
like
You gotta be
outside.
there to see it.
yeah. You have to wear the appropriate footwear, so probably not Tevas, which I think are hideous anyway.
And it's cavers.
Those hideous sandals that
Is that
people
with the
wear.
toes?
No, oh
Those are-
God,
I
no.
can't handle my toes being that separated.
Oh my God.
I don't feel natural. I don't know why.
I went out on a
I don't
date.
even like gloves
Like when
because
you
of
get
the
a
same
pedicure,
reason.
you know when you get a pedicure and they shove
No, I
you
don't.
up?
But yeah,
No.
go ahead.
No, I know what you
Did you
mean.
get?
It's uncomfortable.
Because I was forced to.
No.
But you know the thing that they put, the spacer.
All those things, yeah.
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 I just feel like you're really violating.
I went on a date with somebody before, and like the first date, they show up with those,
Toe spacers in?
no, those fucking
Oh, toe
shoe, foot shoes.
Did you say I gotta go?
No, but I didn't because I have a hard time with that situation. I usually like power through.
Yeah. 'cause
But I
was
immediately
like,
was like,
you're
this
gonna
is
do
not
the
gonna work.
No, you don't. No,
No,
you don't. No,
no,
you don't.
You don't.
But I
No,
would
you
feel
don't.
So bad.
If
Like,
someone
I
shows
don't
up
like
with
your
toes
toe
gone,
shoes, like-
No, you don't, but I have a really hard time in that.
mean?
I respect people that are able to like just turn and walk away like immediately in a date. I have never been able to do that ever.
I would, if I saw something that made me cringe,
Right
if
away?
I wasn't seen,
But
if
when
I
you
wasn't
say
visible,
thank
I would
you
have
for
turned.
showing up.
Hell no, I would have turned around and never spoke to that person
See,
again
I
in my
think
life.
so- but what if
You're
somebody
right,
did
it's
that to you?
horrible. I don't care.
Have you actually
been
done that,
done, I'm
Macy?
sure.
Macy, have you actually done that?
I'm sure someone has done that.
No,
to
have
me.
you?
Have I left? Yes.
Really? Because
Yes,
I
that
find
was-
it hard.
If they didn't see me,
Oh, see,
if I
that's
can
different.
ghost the F out.
No, this is
Before
me
they-
like
You're
we've already engaged, and then I look down
No.
and I immediately go, this is never
about
ever
you.
going to work.
That's about you not being.
But yet I spent
spatially-
3 hours with
That's
them.
about you not being spatially
That's all you can
aware.
think about.
Yeah, like how do I get out of the
Ugh.
situation and what am I gonna text later to break up, you know?
I don't want to. So my anxiety is so high that over here I'm like I can't even foresee myself sitting through that level of anxiety that whole time. So I will bail here and deal with that feeling versus sitting through that, like knowing that.
No, I always go through it. And then sometimes I'm like, I do it for the story because I'm like,
Well, because look,
this
now
is
you have
gonna
a
be
memory.
great later. Like I remember
Like
the
the
making
actors.
out with somebody that you know
I
from Derby.
oh
And it was so horrible. And all I was thinking during it was like, I cannot wait to tell Macy what a horrible kisser this person is
As you're making
as
out.
I'm doing it. So sometimes I do it for the story.
I really hate that I was in your mind.
Yeah.
That's how
I was like,
actually, I love
this is
it.
the worst kiss I have ever had in my
I
life.
can't wait to tell
She
you.
never told me
I
that
cannot
before.
wait to tell Macy.
I want to know all the times you thought I can't wait to tell me.
Oh, there's been a lot of them. And then there's also the ones where I'm like, oh, I hope Macy never hears about
That's
this.
okay. I believe that too. I think there's like it's actually one book. There's like it's one of those ones that you have to like flip the book upside
Yes,
down.
choose
to
your own
reveal it.
adventure. Yeah, yeah. Things I wanted Macy not to hear about. Things I couldn't wait to tell Macy.
Because I'm judgy, but just certain direction.
So do you remember what you told the guy to like not go on a second date, or did you not?
Did
No,
you-
I went on a second
Did you
date.
tell me-
I'm
Oh,
telling you, I have a
oh,
hard time with
Did you
these
tell me
things.
about this? Did you tell
Oh,
me
of
about
course.
this? And then
You
I told
know,
you something
you know
about,
everything.
like, giving him feedback about like what to wear for his shoes. I think I told you something.
No,
about
that was a different.
Did he wear the shoes? the
okay,
second date?
This is all during
No,
2015,
this needs to
my
be-
year of dating. I
this needs to
decided
be
to just date
context.
everybody.
Did you hear what she just said? I
Yeah.
said, was this the guy that we talked about and I said like give him some direction on what to wear for
Uh-huh.
shoes and she said no, that was a different guy. So pay attention to that detail.
Okay.
No,
I don't remember.
I
this
know who
one.
you're talking about. I dated that guy for almost a year
Gosh.
until I
Horrifying.
found out some very bad things
You
about him.
should have known by the shoes.
No, that was
from
another
day
shoe
one.
thing. Always the
Really?
shoes. I
It was
judge on
3.
shoes.
No, you don't.
No, I do, but
you
then I
do,
still
but you
try to
don't
give him a
listen.
chance.
She does. She bitches about it to me and does nothing, and then it implodes because of course
Okay,
it does.
I'm sweaty.
Of course she should be.
Here's my thing with the first guy with the shoes.
All right, let's go.
I had just read an article that said, give them 3 days chance.
Telling you that she was just fine. I'm like, why?
No, I had just read it, and I'm like, I hate his shoes.
Yeah, the toes?
No, this is a different guy.
No, this is okay. This is later. But she was like,
This guy was wearing
we were
shoes
talking
that
about the
I don't want to
type of-
say, it'll reveal too much, but
I don't think so. But like, it was like the type that
we're not cool. And I was like, okay, well, I have to give him 3 days because the article said so.
Well, and I probably was in line too and was like, yeah, you're really mean if you don't.
Yeah, and
That would be
and
the
then
fun thing
it
for me.
lasted almost a year, but it was not great.
That first gut instinct tells you.
I know, I should always trust it, and
It's like
I have a
automatic.
really hard time like extracting myself from situations.
No, I ended up getting a phone call. Macy, I'm okay, but
I was just
I
in a cabin in North Idaho with no cell service, laying under 2 axes on the wall. That happened.
crawled out a window. I was attacked and my hair was pulled. I have green matcha tea on my white pants.
That wasn't on a date. That was just during a work
I
day.
know.
This.
I
feel like
know.
I've heard this story.
It was when Macy was a fast counselor, and
I was in
I
high
had just
school.
graduated as to
It
supervisor.
was nearby.
Oh, I remember you telling me
She was
about
having
being
this-
on a date with an ex.
It wasn't oh, that's separate.
No, that's a totally different thing.
Totally different.
I've had a lot of adventures. Okay, we got to get back to the topic.
Okay.
She was attacked by a random woman in the woods while having a peaceful lunch by the
No,
river.
she ran out of a bush by the river.
Let's
About
hear
that
within
one,
the
too.
bush.
She was hiding in a bush down by the river.
Of
Well,
course.
it's like a nightmare. Like that's what I worry about going.
I was
on walks
sitting on a
with
bench with my Starbucks green tea matcha latte.
No, so we had all
Matcha latte.
we had this okay. The thing is though, the context, this matters. This was all during this period of time. And it was, you were attracting
Yeah.
an energy
She was
to
like,
you.
yeah, I believe that.
Because we
Yeah.
had a policy at the time. Like, I don't come into your life as hard as I do is when I don't trust you. And this was the time I didn't trust your decision making.
Uh-huh.
We had rules in place.
Mhm.
If
Like you're
if
running
we're
with the bulls.
texting, if we're texting and all of a sudden someone doesn't respond within a reasonable amount of time,
Mhm.
you call and you get worried. That is the rule.
Sure.
Now we go weeks and it's fine. She's not in
And you
the
know she's stable.
she's
right
not in
now.
a state of chaos.
Right.
Same thing I think goes with it. Any
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
and then yeah, I was working at the time and we were having a conversation.
We had
about
just,
something.
I had just been with you at the high school.
Right, and we were still texting about something. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden
Probably
it was just-
relationship chaos.
Probably, and it was just radio silence for maybe like I didn't even let it go on that long because I remember I was like, "Is everything okay?"
No response.
And there was no response. And then came then she told me what happened, and we talked on the phone, and she processed her trauma, and she
It was crazy.
launched a green tea latte from Starbucks. Lives in.
I held onto it the
Damn.
whole time
I
while
know.
I was getting
You're
my
so
ass
proud.
kicked by a woman that ran out of a bush down by the river because I was on her bench. That was the whole thing. I didn't realize.
Well, and she thought it was actually. I mean, probably some psychosis or something. Thought you.
I think psychosis plus math.
Esque.
Yeah.
Psychosis. That's
Methcosis.
Methcosis.
Methcosis is what I was feeling. So there was a lot of strengths,
Methcosis.
Oh.
a lot of
Oh yeah, no,
speed.
she was really.
So a lot of speed. Because I tried to outrun
She
her.
could have ran with the bulls then.
Yeah, I tried to
I remember
outrun her,
telling you
honestly.
about the struggle for the purse. Like they were fighting over because she kept trying to like grab into her purse.
And I thought here's the thing. I thought she was trying to get a knife out of her purse to stab me to death.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nah,
I
this
would've
was
thought
only hands up here, hands up here.
I did try to outrun her when I realized my de-escalation
I'm
techniques
not
weren't
saying
working.
FBH only prepared us
Ready to mow out?
for.
I did try to do Moab.
Like that.
I put my arms up like this. I stood at a 45-degree angle. I said in a strong, assertive, but calm voice that I wasn't the person she thought I was. and I didn't realize on her bench, sorry. And then
Meanwhile,
I tried to like back away,
meanwhile,
facing
she's trying to
her.
figure out how the penguin walk fits into it, but then she
No, I was
realized
backing
that
away.
that was
For
from
the snow.
that's from winter time, snow time.
And then she went at me at about 150 miles an hour,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
I'm like, I gotta just run.
Every time I drive,
I gotta
past that,
run.
I know exactly where it is.
I
Every
know.
time I drive past it, I think about
It's
it.
that little park by the Sullivan Bridge.
There's just a little bench there.
It's a little bench. I thought it was gonna be peaceful. I'm like,
It's a little trauma bench.
I'm not done with my latte. Maybe I'll pull over and like sit on this bench and have a peaceful moment by the river and finish my latte.
I don't go
It's
by there.
honest.
Okay, but she was
Opposite.
again in the middle of a turmoil of her life, and it was so perfect though because it was like you trying to force something that wasn't there. It was like I'm gonna have a peaceful lunch. No, you're not.
No, I'm
Because
not.
you're not at peace.
Yeah,
And literally life threw that in your fucking face. And now I
tried.
drive past it as a reminder of being authentic.
And I will never sit on that bench again.
Me neither. I've never gone to that park.
And apparently that bench is owned by somebody who lives in the bush.
It needs a little
nearby.
like owned.
Yeah, I didn't know somebody's bench.
Someone peed on it. Come on.
Jesus. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
That was a lot of trauma to
Whew.
process right now.
I know.
It's been a while. I need more chocolate.
Okay, you're not supposed to provoke the bulls.
I'm gonna get acne because of this, by the way. Thanks.
You're not supposed to, and I thought this is critical, and you can see this in the video that I'll show you. You're not supposed to run behind them, and so it's a running with the bulls. So you got to be like alongside or in
Right,
front.
yeah. It's like if
Not
you're
behind.
behind the pack.
You're behind.
Yeah, if you're in
just
Derby
stop.
and behind the pack.
Yeah, so you have to just stop.
You're behind the action. Get up there.
Get in the action. You can't harass or grab or mistreat the bulls.
Because they'll bore you to death.
And you can't like stop along the route or like hang out on the fence or whatever. You can't, I mean, basically you can't do anything that's going to hinder the progress. So surveys have shown that more than half, so most of the people that are in this, it's like a one and done. So it is that bucket list kind of thing. And so what
it's
kind of
not like
training do you need? Like, what would you do if you're going to do it? How would you train?
Probably like I did for every Derby bout is have a really strict training plan and then do about some of it a week before.
Okay.
I mean, I would jog like months before. Probably do some weightlifting.
Personality styles coming out here. Yep.
I would like get to know the route, I think. Maybe jog
Okay.
along the route a little bit.
I've probably become friends with you, because then you can give me that quick info.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we'd have a buddy system.
Yeah, if you have me
Yeah.
accountable to working out, then I could be a good morale and let you,
Yeah.
shit talk about other people. It's fine.
So you have to be able to dodge not only people, but the bulls. So you have to be very like, I think quick on your feet would be helpful.
Right, because other.
TX training, what is that?
TRX.
TRX, like you gotta.
Ooh, what's
Yeah.
that one where you're like on the TV show where Ninja Warrior, is that it?
Yeah, that might help. I mean, I
That's
don't think
really
I don't think strength necessarily. I think it's more agility, like being able to be
I've
like
seen-
really
Ooh.
responsive.
Yeah, cause you know how we did the the drills where you like jump from one foot to the other really quick.
Yes.
Like the
And deal with like people kicking
what
their
you call it.
skates or the obstacles.
cobra thing where your foot like you go toss.
Yeah. But remember like where we'd have people like fall randomly in front of you, so you
Yeah.
have to avoid obstacles.
neat.
I think that would be
That
super
would be
important.
really good training.
Yeah, like
That'd be super important.
jump, be able to even just like part of it's like feeling your foot snag. What do you do? How do you get your balance? How do you go down on one knee? How do you get up really quick?
Would be super
Yeah, barrel
important.
roll.
Yes.
You just
Barrel
tripped over a
rolls.
cobblestone, what are you
Because
gonna do?
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
barrel
yeah.
roll, you can get right back up again.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
important for skaters, like
It's
you gotta
important
learn
for
how to like
life.
fall.
I've
You guys
I've
like-
barrel rolled in the street and
You guys
survived
do for
Barrel rolls is key.
every day.
like, yeah, training to fall.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
you
Yeah.
what we do.
Mhm.
I barrel rolled like last summer in front of a bunch of old people, and they were so concerned about me. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm fine.
Didn't
And then
do
I
that-
did it again just to show them I was
Didn't I
fine.
do that by accident in front of the place we just stopped and drank at?
Yes,
Right immediately.
the Irish restaurant.
Going 0.2 miles an hour.
Yeah, you fell right in front of everybody, and I was laughing my
What
ass
is
off.
barrel roll? How does that
You
work?
roll like a barrel.
Would you like to point the
Yeah.
camera on the ground? I will demonstrate a barrel roll.
Yes, please.
I've almost drank all my wine, so I'm prepared.
Okay.
For your
Here we
viewing.
go.
Wait, you need to put it over here because the
Oh,
one I don't have distance.
okay.
All right, so you're
Okay,
running with the bull.
Here we go.
I already know where I'm gonna end up.
Oh, okay.
But like over here, you can see the ground. Okay,
Okay.
alright. So.
Should I be like a person that's dog gets out in front of you and like,
Here we
I mean,
go.
if you
Barrel
wanna
roll.
Make this more dangerous, sure, do I have?
Well,
to-
Macy could barrel roll and then you
I
could
can-
leap over her.
I can barrel roll without that, yeah.
oh, so I'm training too?
So like what?
Yeah, we're all
You're
trained.
the runner and I'm tripping. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna barrel roll.
Macy tripping in front of you.
Yeah,
No, you're behind
Behind
Macy,
me.
sir.
okay, alright, ready?
Jesus.
I go like, oh, that's a little.
All right, now you run and leap over her.
Long.
Yes, we did it.
Oh, racing training. You
That was
must
so good.
review that and make sure that my pants are up the entire time.
Your crack wasn't showing.
You think that
Exactly.
we could lead like
don't have a belt.
running with the bulls training? I kind of feel like we could.
In this much space, look at how much we accomplished.
That was
Yeah.
great.
I was invigorated.
I think it was
I felt you jump over
a
me,
good
my
first
life
step.
flashed before my eyes. And I felt
I
at
feel like I'm
home.
ready. I think we can.
That's
run
how
with
we
the bull.
prepare. That's it right now. Let's do it.
We need to book the premium.
I'm all
package.
in. Yeah.
I mean, other than paying that, I'm all
No,
in.
I'm not getting the
With it.
premium package. I'd probably
Oh,
get
What's
the
the like basic?
the sub premium
It's like
package.
in Derby, that one time I ended up having to sleep on the floor of my enemy's hotel room because
Yeah.
they had the hotel room and I didn't.
We could do that.
And they were
package.
too nice, not too nice. They weren't mean enough to say no.
I would sleep in a freaking tent.
And then I snuck out.
I wouldn't. do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So here's something important to know.
Food was pretty hit or miss for me, honestly.
If
So,
you have life
expected
insurance,
food the
your
whole
life insurance policy may not cover running with the bulls
Yeah, that makes sense.
because it's
though.
considered a high risk activity.
I don't think they
Yeah.
covered Derby, would they?
I don't know. I mean, I never even thought
Derby
about that.
concussions?
So really, if you're expecting your life insurance policy to cover it, you need to look into it and
Add
make
it
sure,
on.
because some policies won't pay if you die as a result of engaging in dangerous activities, hobbies, or sports. So I didn't know that when we were in roller derby,
I didn't think I would die until just now.
but it's always
But
a
I've already done the
possibility.
barrel just now, so.
I know, you could have just died, and then that would be on my freaking homeowner's insurance. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So they do offer,
I like this cart. When did this cart get here? I turned.
oh, do you love that? I just got it.
Cart. I just rotated my body for the first time.
I love it because I can pull it out and
And
push
that's-
it back.
Inhale tacos, exhale peace.
I wrote that.
I believe it.
I mean, I didn't invent it, but
But you like
I
it.
put the letters on the thing.
I
It's
appreciate
really cute.
the yeah, no, it's good.
You're welcome.
The swagger jacking? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So gotta touch on real briefly before we
Those
close.
wheels are nice too, because they're old school, so it matches the room.
No, I got it at a vintage store.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you. It feels very medical to me, which I kind of like.
I kinda
Like you would pull it out and it'd be covered with dental tools,
I was like,
pliers
"What's
and
this? Stop it."
saws and shots.
Maybe that's why I like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to like wipe it off. It's not even dirty yet. Like
isn't it
that.
nice?
Yeah, it's nice. I
Yeah.
want to keep it clean for you. Unless it's mine, then I don't care.
So opponents, animal rights activists say the bulls are stressed during the
I
run
bet.
and that they could die from the stress, but I couldn't find
I
any
mean,
reports of bulls dying from the
I
stress.
could die from the stress too every day, but I haven't
They
yet.
do fall during the runs. And
Like
so
the
there's
stampede.
potential for injury there.
I was gonna say, have they died? Because that Omac Stampede has have horses die every freaking year, at least last.
You should cover that as a topic.
Have I?
No, you should.
I bet I have. Maybe just reference.
No, you haven't.
That's a problem. Is I've referenced things.
I know you haven't.
Because there's certain things I'm like, have I done that?
I know
And
you
don't think
haven't.
I have.
Yeah, I know you haven't.
I'm gonna look
I think that'd be a
up.
good one. And we could find someone local that's Omac tribe that could maybe pitch
Well,
in.
and I've been to the Omac Stampede twice, so like I've seen it.
So once the bulls arrive at the end of the course, which is the Plaza de Toros, the runners who made it to the end, they all kind of run around in the arena with the bulls and they celebrate. And also there are Spain's elite bullfighters who are awaiting an evening bullfight. So that's gonna be my next topic,
So that's gonna be it.
bullfighting.
So that's, I took a picture outside of a bull ring, but so that's what mine was, I didn't go to any
Okay, I wanna show you the video.
bull,
So they're
run.
very structured. They race in the morning and then they fight at night. And then they repeat for how many days?
Well,
in a
they
row?
don't repeat. I
They
mean,
die.
spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry, do you not know English roots?
The bullfight, they fight to the
You
death.
don't know
Okay,
what?
shh.
Wait, what? No, I don't.
Spoiler. Just come next
No,
week,
but I don't
Sarah.
know that.
Okay, let's watch this.
I wanna-
All right, here's the rocket.
Oh,
So here they go. So look at these ancient streets. It's kind of cool.
dude, driving in Spain sucks. They're so narrow. We drove a
Imagine.
I have more
Subaru.
than 6.
Right, remember
The
they have the
buildings.
steers.
All right. They
all
all
look
look,
the-
they look similar.
They're just-
I see the bigger ones.
Some
yeah.
have balls.
And some do not. So there's
Yeah.
the runners. And look at the people on the balconies. So those
Oh,
those
Oh,
that guy fell.
that guy was
Okay.
like, shit, they're faster than I thought they would be. That was his
15 miles an hour is fast. I can't run that
Look how
fast.
they're all running and then looking behind, running, looking behind.
Well, yeah, I mean.
But look how it's
oh,
orderly
shit.
though. Look how it's
Did
orderly.
you see how polite that cow was? He was like, oh, sorry, yep, you good.
Just think all those people on the balconies are
Ah,
are ripped.
Oh,
I've been stepped on by a horse.
that was a barrel roll.
That
No,
shit
was
doesn't
just-
feel good.
Yeah, I can imagine being stepped on by a 1,200-pound
Yeah,
animal.
it's not good.
It's like being run over by
Oh.
a Yugo. But
Yep, dead man's
Yep,
blood.
yep.
but
you
none of
should
these
just-
people died. So that's
Okay.
important to keep in mind.
They'll just get
You
stepped
gotta
on.
practice like the
The duck and cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cover your
that's another
vitals.
part of our training.
Spinal cord and your
Mhm.
brain.
If you fall.
Okay, they're coming to Dead Man's Curve soon. So that's the
And
90-degree
it's, you
angle.
can tell the people that are super brave are the ones running through the middle of the street compared to the ones on the outsides.
I mean, if I was running, if I could like touch the bull, that'd be so cool.
It might also be like,
Like part of the rules.
Look at that. Oh. I wonder if they sharpen their horns. So the bulls are
they
running.
might put like actually like dampeners on them.
I don't think so. That one looks
yeah.
sharp as fuck. Look at that
I
one.
don't see dampeners.
I think that would ruin it.
I mean, I get that. I'm also looking from a public safety standpoint, but
I don't think that's what this is about.
this is about public goring. I get that now.
This is the thrill.
I wish you could like
Yeah.
put this up for the viewers at the same time we're reacting to
I
it.
mean,
I know.
maybe it's better
That's
that they have-
advanced editing.
just Google.
I mean, they could just look it up. This is the official footage. There's only one news company that it films it. They have like a wire that goes through the whole track and a camera.
That's it. They're in the.
So here's the
stadium.
plaza. That was it. Look how fast that was.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
no one could do that without dying. I do feel like that.
Yeah.
However,
I was
I could
thinking
also.
that-
Here's the bullfighters there, the official.
Oh, look at this bull. He's like, fuck you guys.
He just wanted to touch on it.
So mad. He's so
Bulls
mad.
are just fucking badass.
Well, do you know what they do to horses to make them buck in a rodeo?
Oh
right?
yeah,
They tie
their
You
wing.
know that, right? They put a fucking strap up on their testicles. So they get
Yeah,
all
I mean, it-
Agitated.
Do they do
Yeah.
that same thing with
No,
bulls?
no.
Mm.
I mean, you'll listen next week, but no.
Okay.
See, they don't have a tie. So yeah. So that was cool, right?
Yeah.
And that was
Great
the
class, yeah.
Segundo Enciada. So that's the second day. So that's every day during the festival at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. So you
Good
can
for
like,
them, yeah, less drunk people too.
yeah, so you could like plan your few days there. I mean, if I went, honestly, I probably wouldn't be able to afford more than like 3 days.
I'd be there
Like that,
day.
yeah, that would be like the thing. And then I would like go somewhere
I'd wait till
else
my sister was
cheaper.
Stationed there and I'd stay on the
Package.
base. And...
I honestly kind of want to go.
Let me see if she ends up in Spain sometime again soon. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because the housing scenario gets.
Wait, who's in Spain, you know?
My
You have
sister's
a
in the
connection?
Navy, so she's
Okay.
not right now, but she was stationed there for 2 years. She
Mhm.
lived there.
That's when you got to go.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be so fun if I went? And I'm,
My mom's.
I'm
been to
all
Spain.
about like being part
You're
of like
adrenaline
cultural
junkie, too,
traditions.
so-
I don't know if I'd run with the bulls, but just being there and being part of all that, I think would be like super cool.
Yeah,
Actually,
actually,
be cooler to
I
run,
didn't see
honestly.
many
But
females.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of men.
Yeah, I
Mostly
did study
very
it. There are
cultural.
some females,
Rare,
but
rare.
it's
Like a
more
low
rare.
percentage.
In my research, it was illegal to be female till 1974. You had to only be a man. So they do go. I
So
did see them in the
principle,
video,
you're
but
saying
it's
we have
probably
to.
a little more rare. Yeah, let's fucking do it.
I mean, I don't,
I'm down.
can I,
We probably have to book it for like 2026 at this point.
right.
Hey, if I die in the running of the
Okay,
bulls,
I
What
have
a cool way to go out.
what? Yeah,
I need
put
to.
that on my
Okay, I'm
epitaph.
sorry. I need to have a baby first
I'll bet
at
you
some
agree.
point. That way my genetics can continue on. And then I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
There's research that shows that people are more risk taking, women are more risk taking after they've had a baby because they don't care genetically anymore.
I don't think that's
Well,
true.
I saw
But
this.
also,
I don't
I
think
would
that's
think-
real though.
Well, I would think
I don't
also
think it's
once
true.
your kids are like older too,
Think you're more
'cause
likely
when
to
you're
con-
taking care of
confront-
them.
Yeah, once your kids are like
Then you're like,
adults,
I'm good.
It-
when they're little,
It's like confronting conflict, like the whole mama bear thing, like that.
no, because you feel like you have to be there to take care of your kids, so you actually self-protect.
Yeah,
That's
I
why a
became
lot of
less
people,
risky
yeah,
after I had kids.
everybody
But now
becomes
that they're
less
getting
risky after they
older,
have
my
kids.
risk factor is
Same,
increasing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why so many
Like doing
people have
risky things?
kids and they quit derby because it's not worth it to them.
Well, I think that may have to do more with time and energy.
No, people,
Not too
once you
much.
have kids, your whole world changes and it's all about your kids and you need to be there for them. But once their kids are like self-sufficient, then you're like, what?
Your 20s.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, my kids are in their 20s. I'm like almost out of the woods. Like I'm feeling that. I'm like, I could do the fuck I want and they'll be
Like,
fine.
Run. I get it now.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But when they're little, like, like I gotta take care of them.
Hmm.
You actually become like you start driving
Are you
slower.
convinced me to go bull running now? Just get
No,
out of it
I
then.
mean you do you.
Now or once your kids.
Yeah, you have like
That's too long.
it's like a 20-year
I
like
don't have
window.
one yet, so.
You're like before or after. But yeah, like I remember driving slower, like my driving totally changed.
Interesting. I
Going on airplanes without them. I'm
Yeah.
nervous.
Oh yeah, you're like I
If I
will
was-
die
yeah.
and yeah, they'll be
I will
alive
die.
without me.
Mhm.
I don't know that.
Trust
at
us.
least they exist.
Trust us.
They
No.
should just be happy.
No, because you have to take care of them.
I mean, in theory.
Maybe you should re-examine your goals here. All right. Until next time.
I'm gonna add. This is like do I have to do one for like the people or can I do a personal?
Whatever
So-
the
I
TF
think
you want.
I really want to put this on my bucket list, running with the bulls. I don't know if I want to run with or to watch, but I want to be there. I want to experience this.
Yeah.
This is cool.
No, I feel
I'm
safe.
booking it.
I thought I was gonna be like, because I love animals,
They don't love you in that context.
but
They hate
I
you.
felt such like thrill of
They're
watching
gonna
that.
Stab them.
I'm like, that's fine. Like I said, I've always
See,
and like
that
I said,
dog
you
juice
have
and-
the
I don't- I'm
animal
not
view that I have
afraid-
with the kid view.
I'm not afraid of swimming in the ocean like a lot of people are. Like people are afraid of sharks. I always thought it would be an honor to be killed by a shark.
I don't think so.
And then I'm like one with the
I don't
ocean.
think the sharks care about your honor.
No, that was my own
I love Bethany Hamilton.
like
too.
interpretation
Who's
of
that?
it. Soul Surfer.
Oh, okay. I hate surfer movies. They're like one of my.
Well, she
pet
got her
peeves.
arm bit off by
I
a shark.
know.
She's a
I
professional.
know.
And then
I
she went back
know.
to
I
it.
just there's so many movies about the like that.
Bethany Hamilton though, she's like above and beyond.
Is she still competing?
Mhm.
Because that happened when she was like a kid. She was like a kid professional
Teenager.
surfer. Yeah, like young teen though. And then she got her arm bit off and then she went back to it, which is really, that's cool.
I'm gonna say until next time. Or stay home and read a book.
Oh, on that,
On that,
look what I bought today.
On that note,
I'm gonna look up and show you this puppy picture.
I am gonna read The Sun Also
Ooh,
Rises
okay.
by Ernest Hemingway because this was when he went to the running of the bulls and he got inspired and wrote this book.